This video brought to you by our Patreons. Please consider supporting this channel and joining our Patreons at patreon.com/NovaWing24. Hi there folks, my name's NovaWing24 and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. So here we are on Sunday the 10th of May 2020 for another episode, and once again, as always, I do hope this episode finds you safe, well, healthy and indoors. Alrighty, we're going to jump straight into it this week with a release that I forgot to cover in last week's episode. I'm sorry, and thank you very much to my viewership for reminding me of my oversight. Now, this is a release that, quite frankly, I was initially super excited for. Like, it's awesome. The subject matter is so cool, and it's from a developer that, prior to this release, I had a huge amount of respect for. So I am referring to the release from Flight Replicas of their rendition of the consolidated B-24 Liberator family of aircraft. So, as I sort of just alluded to, Flight Replicas, I really like them as a developer because they make odd stuff. Like, they make the stuff that's a little bit odd, a little bit obscure, not necessarily normal, and is a little bit out there. So I get that, you know, they're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but at the same time, they do really good detail stuff. They do great work, incredible texturing, modeling, and dynamics, and everything else. Like, they're amazing developers. And for me, the B-24 Liberator is fascinating, especially in RAAF, so Australian Air Force and Royal Air Force service during the Second World War. Like, it's incredible. And like many aircraft and many heavy bombers during the Second World War, at the end of the war, they would then find themselves transformed into cargo aircraft, and that's something that I have a bit of a fascination and things that I really like and enjoy, just seeing that transformation, experiencing that as part of my flight sim experience. So I saw that they'd created their rendition of the B-24 Liberator, and were offering sort of three distinct versions, or four distinct versions really, including the J variant, the D variant, and both the US and international versions of said aircraft, along with the cargo variants of each one as well. And I saw that and I thought, this is going to be awesome. This is an awesome set. And initially, I was really intrigued as well because they seemed like they were doing the community a really big service here by offering you could grab a complete package which would offer you, the J, the D, the maritime patrol variants thereof, and the freight variants. You could buy them as three sort of separate different variants depending on what you wanted. So you could buy, if you just wanted the J models, you could pick up a pack that had the J models. If you wanted just the D models, you could pick up the pack that just had the D models. And then if you wanted just the cargo variants, you could pick up one with just the cargo variants in it. I'm like, that's a really smart way of doing it. Or you can pick it up as a bundle package to get them all together. And I'm like, if somebody was only interested in a specific one, then that's a great way to do it. Keeps the cost down for the consumer. That's awesome. Guys, great work. Awesome. Then I dug into their pricing a little bit more, and quite frankly, I'm disgusted by Flight Replicas. I am absolutely disgusted by them. So, each of the four options I've just outlined above is available in three different versions. Okay? Now, I want to preface this by bearing this in mind that this has been released after Prepared V5 has been released. Let's just be absolutely clear on this one here, that this pack was released after V5 became available to everybody. Alright, let's just be very clear on this one. So, first off, they're offering a version for the 32-bit sim. So, FSX, FSX Sim Edition, and Prepared 1, 2, and 3. That's fine. And then they're offering, okay, so yep, cool, you have one for your 32-bit sims because they have their unique abilities and limitations. That's fine, absolutely, do not begrudge you guys for that. It's the next part that really gets me. They then released a version for Lockheed Martin Prepared V4.5, and then a version for Lockheed Martin's Prepared V5. So we have one version for 4.5 and one version for V5. This is a full rebuy each time. Now I get that you have a different 32-bit sim price and a different 64-bit sim price. I get that because there is coding changes under the hood. Absolutely 100%. I get it. But to charge not even the bundle price, to do a full rebuy of $45 for a literally the only difference by their own admission between the version 4.5 version of the aircraft and the version 5 of the aircraft is a single 2D panel texture and the external textures for PBR. And even then, only selected textures. Now, the reason for that, folks, is because there is a step change between 4.5 and 5 with how PBR is handled for metallic surfaces. There is a difference with that, absolutely 100%. If you dig into through the SDK, you find that information. So by their own admission, on their own Facebook page, they say the only difference is that there's a texture map difference on a 2D panel in the cockpit, and then externally the natural metal textures don't appear correctly. They sort of basically become super bright, and that's it. Like that's it. And they're charging a full rebuy. What the actual? That is disgusting. There is no way you can possibly justify to me a full $45 rebuy for the complete package, or $22 rebuy for an individual variant model rebuy, just simply for 3 textures. That is absolutely disgusting and diabolical. I cannot believe that this developer is justifying it and saying that's what it is. And now, literally, as I said, I dug into this on their Facebook page and on to get more information about this, and they are standing by not offering a discount price if you want to pick up both for 4.5 or 5. They are saying that too bad. If you've bought the 4.5 one and you want to go to V5, too bad, you're rebuying again. They've said that if you want to use it in both, buy the one for V5 and accept that, because it's buy the one for V5 and accept that some of your textures aren't going to work, and then hurry up and migrate over to prepared V5. Now, as I said, I understand the rebuy. Don't necessarily agree with a full price, a full rebuy cost to go between a 32-bit and a 64-bit sim edition. I get that, and as I said, I understand it. No, don't necessarily agree with a full price rebuy, but to charge a full price rebuy for 3 textures, so it affects 2 sets of external textures, the natural metal livery ones, and an internal 2D panel texture. That is disgusting, flat out. I've just got nothing else to say on that one. If you guys want to blow your money on that, good luck to you. As I said, this one's available direct from Flight Replicas store, flight-replicas.com. Good luck. As I said, this developer has completely lost my respect, because charging that and having that attitude to the community, yeah, I'm sorry, that's not on. So there you go. It is what it is, which is a real shame, because as I said, I was really excited by the content. I was really, really excited by it and really looking forward to getting my hands on it. And I flat out refuse to buy it now. I will not be buying that, which is a real shame, because as I said, I really liked their content, and I've really always liked their content, really always enjoyed their other aircraft. Was going to be reviewing products on the channel a little bit late. I know it's been around for a while, the Bookon. I was going to bring that because I really like flying it. But now, sorry, that position is just, it's part of what's wrong with our community. So I'm done. I'm done with that. I'm going to close that off. But as I said, if you do want to pick this up, good luck to you. $25 for the J models, $25 for the D models, $22 for the freighter models, or $45 per sim for the complete edition with all the models in there. So that one's available now from flightreplicas.com. All right, with that little moment off my chest there, let's move on to the new releases for this week. Actually, surprisingly, there weren't a lot. Actually, surprisingly, so first off, and actually Orbix was actually probably the sort of the busiest of all the developers this week releasing stuff. So the first one we saw released onto Prepared V4 and V5 was their reboot of Global Terraflora. Now, this was a product that was originally offered by Turbulent Design, which has since actually closed. Actually, there's probably, although it's not a release news, probably a bit of a tidbit for you guys to be aware of, is that Turbulent Design Studios has actually shuttered their doors. Their lead designer and the copyright and the ownership of the products have now moved to Orbix, but the actual Turbulent Design brand name is now closing and is now actually pulling out of the flight simulation space. So as such, they've rebooted their Global Terraflora product into version 2 now for Prepared V4 and V5 exclusively, and they are offering, essentially what does it do? Essentially it gives you updated, more high definition trees, includes new color sets, new multiple user selectable color sets for every season. All green seasons have had additional vegetation textures included. As I said, the models and resolutions have all been updated, as well as custom map maps, and selectable snow coverage amounts on hard winter trees as well, which is kind of cool. And it's designed now to work seamlessly with Global Trees HD, the other tree product from Orbix. Now, in terms of pricing for this one, so if you are a new user to this one, you're looking at paying about $22 available now from Orbix. If you're an existing owner of the original Global Trees HD, whether you be the original from buying it via Orbix Direct or from Turbulent Design back in the day, you are looking at an upgrade price of $6 for this one. So a pretty good value deal for not a bad little product, this one. So yeah, that one is available now from Orbix Direct. Sticking with Orbix, but giving our bridge and our segue into X-Plane 11 space. Orbix released their much hinted at and much sneaked at latest in their True Earth series of their release of the US Southern California for X-Plane 11. Basically, it's pretty much standard True Earth fare at the moment. Essentially, sort of like basically the X-Plane 11 version of the regions that Orbix have done previously for the ESP platforms. But obviously using actual photoreal coverage. Now, this includes over 250,000 square kilometers of color-corrected photoreal aerial imagery across encompassing much of Southern California and including Catalina Island. Includes a variety of detailed cityscapes of several major cities, including Los Angeles and San Diego. Includes custom 3D models of a huge number of points of interest, including, of course, the famous or infamous Hollywood sign. Over 1,000 hand-placed objects have been custom modeled and done to make sure that the VFR flyers are not forgotten. Apparently millions of accurately placed buildings, trees, and vegetation have all been blended into the scenery as well, and giving beautiful high definition throughout. It also includes custom night lighting across all 3D objects and vector data to actually give you a full night flying experience as well. Now, like many of the previous True Earth options, there is both a standard definition and high definition version. Obviously, the install size is significantly larger with the HD version, but is the one that if you are a low and slow flyer, you are definitely going to be wanting to pick up. Now, one of the great things, again, same as what they've done previously though, is that if you purchase the HD one, you get the SD one bundled for free. If you purchase the SD one initially, you can then later purchase an upgrade to the HD one for a little bit more than the difference in price. Now, in terms of this one, we are looking at a standard price of this one of around about $45 for the HD version, and $40 for the standard definition version. However, it is currently on a launch special at the moment for about 20% off, so keep an eye on that one. Actually, that launch special is actually going to be expiring very shortly after this video goes live, so if you want to take advantage of it, quick, chop, hurry over. Otherwise, as I said, yeah, look at the standard price will be available ongoing from then. All right, and that is available from Orbix Direct. And continuing on with X-Plane 11 scenery releases this week. I'm about to say a new X-Plane scenery developer, but actually they're a previous developer that just have rebranded themselves. The company known as Axonos, previously known as Just Asia, have released their first scenery under their new. This is the bit that weird. It's their first scenery, but even their first scenery is actually a reboot of it's a port over reboot kind of weird mishmash. Anyway, basically, P-Real Soft's ESP scenery from many, many years ago, essentially that's formed the basis of this one. They ported it over to X-Plane 11, but they provided an update to the airport as it appears now at the start of 2020, including accurate, up-to-date airport layouts. Includes updated 15 centimeter per pixel photoreal imagery. Includes in full integration of SAM2's animations, including animated jetways and visual docking guidance systems. A variety of static aircraft were included, and a variety of custom settings to allow for good performance on some lower end PCs as well. So this one's coming in at $22 or your original equivalent, available now from xplane.org. And another airport release for the X-Plane 11 world, Runway 26 Simulations brought out with their very unexpected release, actually, and unfortunately, like, sweet FA when it comes to information about this one. They released their rendition of Jersey Airport. So, of course, Jersey, along with Guernsey, one of the Channel Islands, and a bit of a holiday destination for the playboys, for the rich and the famous. This airport is actually serviced by a variety of mainline and low-budget carriers, and is sometimes often forgotten as a really cool little short-haul destination that we can all fly to. So this is a this is a rendition of the airport as it appears in 2020, including all airport buildings are modelled, all airport runways and taxiways all modelled and up to date. Includes full implementation of HD ground textures for the airports within the airport boundaries. Full implementation of PBR materials on both ground and on the buildings as well, with full support for ground traffic, static aircraft, and 3D grasses and trees and auto gate systems as well. So this one's coming in at about $16 or your regional equivalent, available now from SimMarkets. Continuing on with more airport releases from the guys over at France VFR, continuing on their explorations into the X-Plane 11 world with their release of Chambray-Aix-les-Bains Airport. With an incredibly high definition detail of this airport as it appears in 2020. So this one's is a bit of a GA and sort of regional sort of a hub of this one. So it's quite at home flying both if you're flying a bit of a turboprop in there, or whether you're flying a regional jet aircraft into there as well, all supporting and comfortable in that. High definition 25 centimeter per pixel photoreal imagery used for the airport and immediate surrounds. Includes full representation of all airport buildings in their correct layouts with high definition textures throughout and full support of SAM animations as well. So this one's coming in at about $18 or your original equivalent, available now from xplane.org. In the final scenery release for the X-Plane 11 world for this week saw this one's got a bit of an interesting history to it, actually. So this is from Camille de Bellis, so it's a small developer for that who's been around for a number of. He's done quite a few freeware things. I don't know how much payware he's done. So this is his rendition of Kathmandu Tribhuvan International Airport in Kathmandu in Nepal. Now, originally he released this for, I want to say, X-Plane 9 many years ago as a freeware, very basic freeware project. It was sort of one of those things where he was teaching himself the intricacies of scenery design. He's now learnt a lot in the intervening number of years, and he's decided to actually overhaul it and actually do a huge amount of updates to it, and not only update it just to the current layout, but actually go through and actually update the photo reel, implement all the strategies that he learned to do an absolutely amazing piece of scenery. So this one not only does it include the airport layout, a custom airport layout as it appears at the start of 2020, it includes now all airport buildings are accurately modeled and textured, includes custom terrain mesh for the airport and the surrounding area as well. Photoreal scenery and textures is not just for the airport, but also now the surrounding township as well. With over 25 square kilometers of ortho imagery have been included with this pack as well, or fully licensed and customized for it as well. Includes custom surround buildings, custom auto gen for the surrounding area, custom full sets of HD lighting, forest, flora, and flora trees have also been included, with all building textures in at least 2K, most in 4K texturing, and also fully compatible with World Traffic 3 and with excellent night effects and some cool, awesome custom static aircraft model as well. So a lot of works as this one's come in, and it's still coming in at a fairly affordable price. This one coming in at $26 US, or your regional equivalent, available now from xplane.org. And with that now allows us out of the flight sim world and moves us into the world of the permanent way, with Train Simulator seeing a few releases, seeing 2 new route releases this week. So the first one we saw was the release of the Clinchfield Railroad, Elkhorn City to St. Paul route. So this is apparently a very infamous or famous railroad in the America, apparently known as the Rio Grande of the East, with because of its spectacular scenery and challenging mountain railroading. So this one comes to us and is given us a highly detailed rendition as the railroad appeared during the 1980s. Includes over 41 miles of track, with the main line extending from Elkhorn City, Kentucky to St. Paul in Virginia. It also includes Elkhorn City and Dante yards and terminals, along with the Heisei branch line as well, and a full custom set of Appalachian mountain scenery as well to enjoy while you're going through. This also includes you get 3 sets of trains with this one. You get the EMD F7, you also get the EMD SD40 and GP38 diesel locomotives included as well, along with a variety of custom rolling stock for the area as well. You also get 7 career scenarios and 2 railfan mode scenarios are included as well, and all trains are fully and highly detailed, accurate modeling, and available now for $40 US, or your regional equivalent, available now on Steam. In the other route pack release for Train Simulator this week, we saw from developer Just Trains their release of the ECML North Newcastle to Edinburgh route add-on. Now, this is really actually interesting for me because I've actually travelled on this route. I've actually travelled on this. So many moons ago, when I was living in the United Kingdom, several times I actually went between London and Edinburgh. So actually on this train. So this is actually really interesting for me because I can actually personally connect this one. But anyway, so this is the route as it appears currently. So it's in modern 2000 era. So this is a beautiful scenic northern England and Scottish lowlands, and includes a variety of different content specified for the North British and North Eastern companies as part of this one, as part of the East Coast Main Line. What's interesting about this is that the much of the line doesn't actually see the coast until it is just north of Newcastle. So that's kind of interesting as well. So it's just a bit of a side note. It's a bit of a deceptive name, that one. Now, this is said an authentic reproduction of the East Coast Main Line from Newcastle to Edinburgh. Includes over 125 miles of mainline branch. Also includes the North Berwick branch line as well. Includes 17 mainline and 4 branch line stations, all done in high detail as well. Includes a highly detailed northern England and southern Scotland scenery with custom buildings, objects, all as well. Now, a couple of things with this one. Now it does include a series of options. Gives you 5 standard scenarios and 6 free roam scenarios. However, and a variety of liveries for some trains. However, in order to take advantage of both the scenarios and the liveries that it needs, you do need to have both a European locomotive and asset pack and the Intercity Class 91 locomotive as well. So if you want to take full advantage of everything that this content has. So this one's coming in at $30 US, or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. sticking with the permanent way, but moving to another type of train simulator, Railway Empire. So this one's sort of their latest piece of DLC released this week. I'm always so confused by Railway Empire because it looks similar, but at the same time it doesn't. To me, I think it always looks like it's more about the planning side than it is about the driving the train side, but I may be wrong. So this one gives you a new map, so the map of the land, Great Land Down Under. And actually goes through some historical areas. It gives you 3 historical engines, the Heisler, the C30, and the Class S, along with a variety of new tradable goods and 52 new cities to discover, with a variety of city buildings and custom mission structures, including the Sydney Harbour Bridge. So kind of cool with that one. Essentially, it gives you sort of it gives you a major historical scenario, and then, as I said, the full map expansion as well. So this rather quirky little add-on, which looks nothing, which is really like you have to put the boomerang, the goanna on there, and the spiders. Anyway, moving on. So this one's normally $8 or original equivalent, available now on Steam. And finally, rounding out the NovaWrap for this week with a interesting little title coming in here. I feel like, in some ways, this title's like maybe 10 years too late. So this is the title called Drift 21 and arrives into early access this week. I say if you feel like it's a bit late to the party, because I feel like drifting sort of stopped being cool and interesting after probably Fast and the Furious 4, maybe Fast and the Furious 2, I don't know. But yeah, it's just curious that it's back. Anyway, so this essentially looks like a bunch of cars that you can go through. You got 3 tracks at launch, 2 different engines, 3 different cars, and seems to actually not only combine a bit of racing, sort of technical skills and challenges, along with like the bits out of like Car Mechanic Simulator, where you can sort of take your car apart, put it back together, and sort of go through and actually sort of tweak stuff as well. So it's kind of leveraging off a couple of different genres at the moment and merging them all together. So it'll be interesting to see how that one goes into the future. Now it is normally $25, but it is on a launch early access special discount of 10% for the first week or so. Available now on Steam. And as I said, that does now round out the NovaWrap for this week. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed these videos and want to see more. And for those who might have been wondering, yes, my computer, I have the parts for it now, so hopefully I will be back online very, very shortly. I'm recording this episode a little bit earlier than normal to try and hopefully get something done for the weekend. You never know. But otherwise, thank you very much for those who've been checking up on me and wishing me all the best. But as I said, thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWrap24. I am going to throw a bit of a personal shout out for those who might still be sticking around for this video at the moment. So in my other self, when I am not flight simming and mucking around with computers, I'm I try to keep myself fit and healthy with triathlon. Probably many of my long-suffering viewers will know, when I suddenly disappear for several weeks at a time to go race. I have recently been shortlisted as part of a competition from Big Island Running Company as part of their quarantine running challenge. So it would be really awesome if you guys would be interested, would go vote for me. You can vote for me either on Facebook or on Instagram. I'll pop the links in the description down below, so you can actually head over and just comment my number. I'm number 2, so just comment number 2 or go number 2 or something, some sort of supportive message. That would be really awesome for you guys. That competition is open till Friday the 15th of May at midnight Hawaiian Standard Time, so that would be awesome, guys. All right, self-plug, self-promotion, all done. Thank you very much for joining me. Take care, safe skies to all, keep washing your hands, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care, bye for now.